Hi, I'm Tuulia of Honesty Europe, and I got this question about what are the limits of honesty? What are the limits of honesty? So one thing that we do with this practice is express ourselves face to face to somebody. I'm mad at you for this. I resent you for this, and I appreciate you for this, and stick with very concrete stuff. And the question here is what to do when the other one is just not hearing, they are not maybe responding, they are kind of withdrawn or blocking, or just actively not interested, and when to kind of give up. Well, a few things I would say that sometimes the case is that the expression for you to get over whatever is happening in you is not quite congruent, like not in the right level of tone of voice, volume, firmness in the body language, and so on. So it's difficult to get over anger when it's not expressed in the right way, in the right level, not so much the right level. So if you underdo it a lot, then it kind of sticks with you rather than like, I resent you for saying that. I resent you for the times when I was talking to you and you looked elsewhere, or whatever it is that you're angry at that person for. So ensuring that the expression matches your actual feeling and experience. And sometimes we don't get over stuff very quickly and easily. And that's part of being human being too. So I wouldn't be like overly harsh on yourself around that. And one thing that I think is super important is that honesty is not about changing the other person, and it's not about I can only get over my anger or my sadness or upset if you react in a certain way. I can get over my anger and get to a place of forgiveness and letting go, even if the person is totally not acting in the way I do. Because this is not about changing the other person, it's really owning what's happening in me and expressing that in order to move on and not to hold it. Because when I hold it on, it's not serving me. It might not be serving the other one either, that I have this crutch over them, but it's the biggest thing is it's not serving me. And here sometimes we are really stuck. I remember I was stuck being angry at some of the ex-partners for quite a while, and it required several rounds of resenting them, and in the period of over a year. So it wasn't like a quick fix. Or with my parents, with my mom, I've had 6-7 conversations, and I'm not fully over everything, and I'm more complete with her. I'm more some of the stuff I'm not angry about anymore. Some of the things come back, and some are not fully resolved. So it's also a process and it's a progress. So rather than being really like, yes, I'm angry, no, I'm not angry, it's like, okay, I'm less angry, I'm a bit over this. So seeing all the shades of where you are at as well. And then ultimately, sometimes it makes sense to just work with a third party to support you, maybe with an empty seat, and fully express it there, and maybe feel more safe to have an attempt of getting over stuff with facilitation. So that can be an option too. So sometimes it's just like you try the same thing over and over again and notice this is not going anywhere. So let go of that trying for a while. And then you might come back to it and say, hey, I still want to talk with you. Are you willing to listen and express your stuff again? Or sometimes you notice that actually over time it shifted a bit and it's not such a big deal anymore. But not kind of in a way of bullshitting yourself, because it's easy to say, it's not a big deal, while your body is like, it is actually a big deal. But sometimes we do get to another place because time has passed and there's maybe more perspective, more compassion. And I think also how we express things is really important for getting over stuff. And for me, the key word is vulnerability. When I dare to be vulnerable, and I think it's tricky for all of us, at least for me, like really saying like, yeah, I'm nervous talking about this. I still feel really upset. I worry that you're blaming me for bringing this up again. I worry that you like me less now when I'm angry at you again, and my hands are shaking, and my stomach's been hurting 2 days when I've been thinking of talking with you. Like really personal, vulnerable stuff like that, putting out there. It does for me really change my experience. And many times it does change how the other one is responding, and there's like more possibility to hear and open. And sometimes no matter what you do, they are just the way they are, and for some reason they are very shut down, very withdrawn. And it's possible sometimes you might be able to see that, okay, they are just having all these defenses, all these walls for a reason. Like somehow at this moment they're just not willing to, and maybe not able to open up, to hear, to reflect. They are just, that's just the way they are right now. That's where they are, and you can sometimes find compassion in you, like, yeah, I've been there too, and luckily I'm not there anymore. But not again in a way of bullshitting, like, yeah, I have compassion so everything is good. But when you are truly able to access that, and you're truly able to see the small child in them, or the vulnerable person, the one who's been hurt a bit too many times, who never learned how to be open and vulnerable and expressive, then there can be a way to connect in that level and feel a connection there too. So yeah, it's a tricky one, and I don't think there is a blank statement like this is the time to let go. You just try different things, you give it a bit of time, you might ask additional external support, and yeah, see what happens. Sometimes these are long processes, and I wish you strength and patience. Thank you. Bye.